Hello, it's Miss Terry with our craft time for this week. And this week we are going to be making some bracelets or bookmarks or necklaces, but we're going to be using a method that's called straw weaving. And you will need 3 straws. And I just used, regular straws that has like the little bendy part. And I cut them off right at the bendy part. You will need yarn. So I like to use the tricolor yarn that changes colors, but you can use whatever you feel like using. You will need tape. You will need scissors. And go ahead and have like a bamboo skewer. You may need it, you may not. I'll tell you what it's for in just a moment. So the first thing you want to do is you want to cut 3 pieces of yarn that's basically twice the length of your straw. And I already did that just for time's sake. And then you want to take your pieces of yarn and stick it through your straw like so. I left one to do because I wanted to show you just in case you can't get it through, like say the end is frayed or whatever and you can't get it through very easily. That's where this skewer comes in handy. What you can do is you can start to get it through here at the end, and then you can take the skewer and push it through. Ta-da! That's all the skewer's for. So once you do that, you don't need the skewer anymore. All right, and so you want about the same length on both sides of your straw. And you're going to put your straws together. And you're going to tape them right here. Like, see where I cut my straws right at where the little bendable parts are? That's where I'm going to tape them too. So you're going to tape all 3 of them together. Just like that. So now mine are taped. And I'm going to take the yarn that I have at the end where I taped it and I am going to tie a knot. And that way your yarn doesn't come out while you're weaving. Okay, so there it is. I'm pulling on it, tugging, and it's not going anywhere. So now what you can do is you don't need this tape anymore, so you can put it to the side. This is our example. We don't need this skewer anymore. We'll need our scissors at the end. But we will need our yarn, so we're gonna wanna undo some of it. And what we're gonna do is it's kind of like you're gonna go over, under, over, and then you're gonna go under, over, under, okay? And I'm gonna show you how to do it. And the end is gonna go to the side, okay? And you're gonna work from the big spool of thread. So let's start with this first one. Let me get closer. So we're going to go under, over the middle one, and under the third one. So the only one that shows actual yarn is this middle one. Well, now we're going to go the opposite. We're going to go over, under the middle one, over the third one, and then you kind of push it up. And see, now we have a whole line of it. Now we go the opposite again. We're going to go under, over, under. So now we have, where it's uneven, we just have a whole row and then one middle one. And don't worry about these strings. As you get further along down towards the end, you'll have to get these out of the way. Over, under, over. Under, over, under. And push down. And you want to make sure you don't make it too tight. You want to tighten it every time, but not too tight, because if you get it too tight, at the end when we pull it off of the straw, it makes it a lot more difficult. So I'm going to keep doing this, and my film is going to speed up and I'm going to sound like a chipmunk. But I think it makes it sound funny and you can laugh at me, okay, and make fun of me. That's perfectly good. So over, under,
over, under, over, under, push it up. Over, under, over, under, over, under, push it up. Keep doing it. Over, under, over, under, over, under, push it up. Over, under, over, under, over, under.
Now I'm going to make ours short today because I'm just going to make it as a bookmark instead of as a bracelet. But generally you would come all the way down to the end to make a bracelet, or even further you can maybe like tape more of the straws together and go even further to make a necklace. And you can also, you know, add beads to it or whatever you want to do as well. So okay, so now I am going to stop right here. And I want to pull these out, so I'm going to have to undo the tape that I put on them. So don't tape it too much or you'll be having to fight the tape to get it off. I almost pulled it off there. All right. And make sure you don't lose your strings, like the one that you started with up here at the top, because you're going to have to tie it off. And the one at the end, you will also end up having to tie off. But first you're going to cut it. All right, so what you're going to do is you want to get these straws off, okay? So you're going to pull them gently like this. And as you pull, you're also going to pull your strings, okay? And you might have to work them over this little accordion thing here. It might actually be easier just to cut that part off completely. And I kind of work it, each one. And pull this tight again. Keep fork in that straw. That little bendy part is kind of a problem. Definitely next time I'll cut that completely off. Okay, there's one. There's two. And there's three. Okay, so I can kind of spread it out because I got a little squish there. But I still have these two strings, the one that I started with right here, so I want to tie it into a knot so it doesn't cause problems. So I'll just go around where I have the original knot right here from tying the 3 strings to begin with. And I'll just tie a knot. And this just keeps it from unraveling. So it's an important step. You kind of have to make sure you do it. I'll pull that tight. We want to do it one more time. Pull it tight again. And then I cut off the little extra. Pull my strings up a little bit. Excuse me. All right, and then I have this last one right here. Before I do this last one, I'm going to tie a knot with these 3 strings that we have. And normally our strings wouldn't be this long, but I decided instead of making a bracelet, I was going to make a bookmark. And also, before you make the knots, you can also put the beads on here. So I've tied the knot on the other side now. Now I have to deal with this piece here so that it doesn't unravel. So I'm going to tie another knot with the piece underneath the knot of the 3 pieces at the end. So this is one, and I'm going to tie another knot just to make sure that it's nice and knotted. Because if it comes undone, your bookmark or your bracelet will come unraveled, and we don't want that. All right. So if you want to, you could leave it long like this and put beads right here, or you can just make it shorter. I think I'm gonna make mine shorter. So here we go. And that is straw weaving. Very fun, very easy. It's kind of relaxing once you get the hang of it. So whenever you watch this video, you can always slow it down and see how I'm doing it. Just remember that you go over a straw, under the next straw, over the 3rd straw, and then on the way back, you'll go under that straw, over the straw, under the straw. So it's exactly opposite. So thank you for joining me today for our craft, which was the straw weaving. I'm glad that you joined me. I hope you join me next time for our next craft. Thanks.